What's happening? Appreciate everybody tapped in. Welcome to the Open Gym. As the Atlanta Hawks are taking on the Toronto Raptors tonight. So we got the Raptors against the Hawks. Atlanta is on the road. They continue their road trip. But they're on a little two-game. They're on a mini win streak. Back-to-back dubs for the Hawks coming off the Timberwolves game and the New York game. So welcome in everybody. Welcome in. Appreciate everybody that pulled up. I know game just getting started. Yet to tip off, but Jalen is going off. He's fifth in assists, second in double doubles, second in triple doubles, eighth in rebounding, 21st in points scored. So Jalen is doing his thing. Incredible stuff from Jalen. That's crazy. So Jalen is taking off. So shout out to Jalen, JJ. This is it's the Jalen Johnson season. So like I said, Atlanta coming off great back-to-back performances. Defense has looked a lot better. Granted, they have had Kristaps back these previous games, and no Trey yet, but still Kristaps is back. Everybody else is back. Um, Jalen missed the game before the Timberwolves game, so tonight is unfortunately another shorthanded night. No Trey Young still; he's dealing with that right quad contusion. Um, it's noted that quad contusions aren't necessarily like rapid recovery. So I'm not necessarily an expert on injuries, but it should be another game or two. I would suggest that Trey is out, or I would guess, I would assume, and then hopefully Trey's back. Chris Stapps has not been playing back to backs, like the second night of back to backs. So I'm assuming that's how Trey's gonna be when he comes back. Just not playing back to backs. So we'll see how that goes. But Trey is missing his fourth consecutive game. So we'll see how Atlanta handles Toronto. Toronto has had Atlanta's number though throughout this early part of the season. Atlanta is 0 and 2 against Toronto early on, but Toronto has cooled down. But we'll see if they still got Atlanta's number. So hopefully Jalen and company can kind of change that. Stop Toronto from ruining the year for us. So we don't get swept by the Raptors. That'll be crazy work if we do. Wouldn't be surprised, but I was saying, if Toronto sweeps Atlanta in the regular season, I just hope Atlanta sweeps them in the playoffs, something like that. So I'd be all right if they got swept in the regular season by Toronto if that happened. So hopefully that happens, if it happens. So tip off is minutes away. So before tip off, give me 1 second. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. I'll be right back on the mic. All right, y'all. We back. So we'll see how Atlanta fares without no Kristaps, no Trey. Also, no Luke Kennard. He is out with excuse me, back soreness. So no Luke Kennard, no Trey, no Chris Stapps, and Folly Dante is out the rest of the year with the torn ACL. So he's out. So back to Onyeka playing, um, all the center minutes, and Atlanta's gonna have to look to fill in there. So a little, I wouldn't even say it's anything to like get like concerned about, but if you're watching last game, Ricochet did kind of, excuse me, he did kind of have a moment on the bench where he was a little frustrated. Okay, what is this? So Toronto has a dancing line going on, so Atlanta has to put BTA here early on. They real disrespectful for that one. So like I said, Onyeka's gonna be having to play big minutes at the five. Atlanta's gonna have to do something and kind of help him out there. So no Jakob Ertl for Toronto, so it's a little bit even. It's kind of a small matchup here. So I would expect Quinn to go with the height advantage because we got Moge, who's by 6'10", 6'11". As Ricochet finds Onyeka, Onyeka goes to work in the paint, gets a bucket, and opens up the scoring for both teams. It's 2-0. So yeah, like I said, Atlanta has to take advantage of Toronto's lack of height. Um, as Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes are the tallest ones out there for Toronto tonight. There we go. It's a good shot. So Onyeka misses his first three of the night, which I expect to not be the story of the night. So Ricochet's matched up against Brandon Ingram. Ingram gets that midi to go. Um, like I said, Ricochet was kind of frustrated last night. He's got subbed out in the fourth quarter and kind of had some words for the coaches as he took his seat. So Jalen going to work. He gets the three up, but just can't get it to fall. So Toronto grabs that rebound and they get out on the break. And Onyeka plays great defense, and he gets in there and makes a great defensive play. Honestly, so Toronto is having a pretty decent year. I know they've cooled off here recently. They're six. I think they're 6 of 10 in the past like 16 games. So Scotty Barnes gets the shot up. Toronto tries to gather it, but it's a little late. So Atlanta comes in this matchup as road warriors. They are, I think, 11-8 on the road. So Atlanta doing an excellent job on the road at least. They just gotta get it together at home. So Dyson does a good job at finding Onyeka, but Onyeka's shot is affected by Colin Murray Boyles. And Scotty Barnes smokes the layup. Dyson's great defense there. Nikhil gets the three up, gets it to go. So Atlanta's defense is going to be really important. Oh yeah, they got a foul there. So Onyeka trying to play defense on Scotty Barnes, and Scotty Barnes just gets right to the rack. Boy, there we go. Excuse me, y'all. I'm getting over something. So Scotty Barnes misses that second free throw, and Atlanta looks to take advantage of that. Mm. So decent defense there from Toronto. So Atlanta's defense isn't allowing Toronto to be comfortable even at the rim. So Nikhil gets a three up, just doesn't get it to go, unfortunately. Good defense, man. So Atlanta's defense at the rim tonight has been impeccable. Toronto isn't getting those easy looks they got the very first game against Atlanta. Great feed from Nikhil, finds Dyson for an easy two. So Atlanta up to a 4 point lead. Dyson hits his first field goal. He got 2 points for the game. Like I said, Atlanta allowed 86 points their very first matchup against Toronto, so it was pretty ugly. They were getting anything and everything. That transition defense was a definitely a rude awakening for Hawks fans. That very first game for Atlanta. So hopefully they come in tonight with that in mind first and foremost to stop Toronto on the break. Don't allow them to have easy buckets, and it looks like so far they're executing. So it's a great find from Nikhil. Finds Dyson on that last bucket for Atlanta. But yeah, Atlanta just needs to string together good defensive possessions, and then offense will just follow. I think great stuff. Dyson moving his feet in the paint and winds up with the bucket. So it looks like Dyson's gonna be matched up on Brandon Ingram for a majority of the night. I bet. Um, Shay's guarding R.J. Barrett, and he does a great job at staying straight up. That's been something that Shea has definitely improved on this season. Nikhil should have looked at the rim. Jalen thought about the three. He drives, and that's a pretty easy bucket. So Jalen gets that to go, and now Atlanta is leading by 6 points. So good stuff from Atlanta, doing a great job. Transition defense looks a whole lot better than these first couple games against Toronto. Defense is definitely responsible for this early lead. So good stuff for Atlanta. Positive, positive. Not really anything too crazy or noteworthy has happened so far, but Atlanta's looking good. Sheesh. But give me 1 second. Commercial break. I'm gonna go blow my nose, man. I'm going through it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. I had to blow my nose, and that shit is disgusting. So we back. It's 11-5. After the timeout, I believe Toronto took the timeout. So Brandon Ingram gets a field goal over Dyson. He has an early 6 points, so Atlanta has to do a good job at containing Brandon Ingram and swing for Atlanta. Winds up, it's a good shot from Onyeka as he misses that corner three. So, like I said, Toronto has started the season off 14-5, and since they've gone since 6-10. So quickly got Zach up in the air, and he draws a foul, and he converts. So he's going to the line for three. Zach usually does a good job staying on the ground, but quickly closed the space that he had between him and Zach. So V coming in for Zach. Asa is coming in for Onyeka, and expect Onyeka to hopefully not play a lot. Asa at the five probably. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be too. I'm gonna be interested to see how the defense looks. But the offense is gonna, I think, look fairly fine. So Jalen attacks aggressively and comes up with an easy bucket. So 13-10 for Atlanta. They're up by three still. So another foul call here for Atlanta is going to go against Asa Newell now as RJ Barrett attacks and draws a foul. So Asa picks up one quick one. So Asa is going to have to be somewhat aware of his fouls this game. As like I said, it's going to be a short staff for Atlanta as they're missing Kristaps, Luke, and Trey. I know Trey and Luke don't really play the forward spot at all, but just bodies that Atlanta probably needs right now at the moment. So the losing streak stopped as soon as Kristaps came back as well. So I think the media narrative needs to be is the team better with Kristaps or without Kristaps? A little miscommunication there from Jalen and Zach. So V did not come in for Ricochet. Ricochet is still in the game. I was tripping. Nikhil is the first sub out, which is usually the thing for Atlanta. It's usually guard and center, usually the first to go out in the game. All right, so Atlanta needs to string together good possessions here. They've kind of gone cold on offense. Haven't really gotten anything to go. Jalen is back-to-back turnovers there, so defense by V, but Toronto still winds up with the offensive rebound. So it's a 3 point deficit for Atlanta. Like I said, they need to string together good possessions. Jalen is attacking, finds the bucket, no problem, effortlessly, low key. So Jalen has an early six. He's 3 of 5 from the field. So Toronto's holding on to a 1 point lead here. Atlanta is controlling the points in the paint battle. They got 12 to Toronto's 4. And Dyson playing defense, but the ref said he fouled him. So, but yeah, Jalen just has to take advantage of the mismatches tonight. See, as the broadcast shows that replay, him attacking Colin Murray Boyles. So Dyson picked up that first one. He's gonna have his primary matchup is gonna be Brandon Ingram. It's looking like tonight. Um, but Brandon Ingram already getting to his shots. I believe he has 7 points with that free throw. Might have more. I could be tripping. Brandon Ingram going to the line. Hawks just need to contain the others if they're gonna let Brandon Ingram kind of do his thing. So Atlanta was playing really good defense that first, 5 minutes, but things have kind of slowed down for Atlanta. They have no Onyeka, um, not having a defensive center out there. Ricochet puts the three up, can't get it to go. Asa fighting for it. He finds Jalen. Jalen finds Veet. Veet pulls up for the triple and one. Veet knocks it down for three. So Veet knocks down his first three. He ties it up. It's 18-18. I believe that was Jacoby Walker who fouled Veet. Just too aggressive on the closeout, and Veet makes him pay for it. So a little Veet check early on. So it's 18-18 as Veet goes to the line for his first free throw of the game. Veet's having a great year. I believe he is sixth in the NBA in 3-point percentage. So shout out to Veet, man. He's worked on it. He has definitely worked on his game. Um, he's been a really big positive for Atlanta. Great stuff, great stuff. So Atlanta causes a turnover as Toronto cannot handle the ball as Ingram found Colin Murray Boyles, but that was soon to be negated. So V set a hard screen on Murray Boyles and he repositions and Jalen finds him for the triple. Shout out to V and Jalen playing that 2-man game. V has his second 3-point shot to go. He is 2 for 2, 1 of 1 from the line. So Toronto does a good job answering back there. Asa almost got back. Zach doing a great job running the floor. Ooh, shit. Toronto fouls him. Almost got that breakaway dunk off. Um, it's great stuff. Dyson found Zach running on the break. So hopefully Zach can knock these free throws down. He's kind of had a little trouble. Been a little shaky at the line, but so Ricochet hit that bucket, hit the very first free throw. So he knocked that down. Like I said, he hasn't been, I wouldn't say struggling, but it's been a little shaky recently. I think he goes through a little cold spells. But I think Ricochet overall is a good shooter. I think with Trey being back, I think that unlocks his play even more. So Ricochet buries those first two. He's averaging 10 points this year on 46% from the field. I would just like to see his free throw shooting get a little more consistent. I think he could be a really good shooter in this league. Um, you know, I think above average defender. Honestly, he's 6'10". If he just gets stronger throughout his career, I'm sure he's gonna develop into I think above average defender, low key. So I think I think Atlanta would be smart to hold on to Ricochet, see how he develops, and see what his game turns into as he gets older and develops more as a young guy. So Nikhil misfires there, unfortunately. So excuse me, y'all. So it's 24-22. So we got a foul on V. Krejci just all over his opponent there. So Toronto at the line here. Um, like I said, no Luke Kennard, no Trey Young for Atlanta. So expect some different lineups for Atlanta as Keenan Wallace checks in, Nikhil is in, Beat is in. So the three guard lineup is back. Not quite sure if I'm a fan, but it's Asa and Onyeka at the bigs, holding it down for the front court. Um, yeah, like I said, Quinn loves these three guard lineups, whoever it is, whatever variation it is. He just loves playing three guards. Atlanta really doesn't have a true backup small forward. I think that is something they would benefit from getting, even if it is like a even like a I don't know, not PJ Tucker, but a PJ Tucker like some like sort of enforcer. I think if like Benedict Mathurin could come off the bench, that would be a pretty good look. So Brandon Ingram gets a easy transition bucket there. So V got up in there, did not know what he was finna do with it. And Toronto is rolling. They are now up four. It's a good swing. Crazy. So Atlanta goes down by four after some bonehead turnovers. Um, Atlanta has to do a better job at not turning the ball over. It's been kind of ugly. Turnovers have been like when they do turn the ball over, it is kind of ugly. They just are throwing it straight to the other team. So hopefully Atlanta can get on top of that, turn that around. They don't have to shoot themselves in the foot because Toronto does a really good job at getting out in transition and pushing the pace. We witnessed that the first game against Atlanta, a majority of their points in the paint came off of transition buckets where they were just getting any shot to go. So Atlanta needs to contain that, do a better job at somewhat slowing the game down for Toronto and just making their shots and executing on defense so Toronto doesn't get too many half court opportunities as well because Brandon Ingram seems to be in his bag and doing his thing. So we got a timeout here. Atlanta has called a timeout here in the first quarter. So a little bit over, I think, a minute left in the first. Atlanta looks to turn it around maybe in the first quarter with the lead or at least tied. So while we're on the first quarter break, I'm gonna grab me a water and I'll be right back, y'all. So I come back to an Atlanta turnover. That's crazy. And then a Brandon Ingram bucket, man. That's wild work. That's a tragedy. So Nikhil tries to get it back, and he does not get it. So Atlanta needs to be a little and one as Nikhil finally stops the bleeding for Atlanta. So it's 24-30. Sheesh. So Brandon Ingram exits as he has been a positive to say the least for Toronto. So Toronto up by 4. So he knocks that down, converts on the 3-point play. So Nikhil's been shooting. He's been a bright spot at the line for Atlanta, shooting 84%, almost in that 90 range. Asa picks up a questionable foul there. Excuse me, sorry if I'm breathing into the mic. My fault, y'all. My fault, gang. 27-30, 126 to go. Scotty Barnes is at the line. So he's averaging 19 this year on 50% from the field, 84 at the line. I know a lot of people like to compare. I believe Scotty Barnes and Jalen Johnson were in the same draft class. A lot of people like to compare that, see where all those players sit. P5, Scotty Barnes, all those point forward type bills. But I think Atlanta has the best of them all, and Jalen Johnson. So he's definitely slowly proving that. Nikhil sidesteps, can't get that 3 to go. It is 27-32. Both teams in the bonus to end the first quarter. Toronto's doing a lot better on defense, not letting Atlanta get to whatever they want. And Asa Newell does a great job at defending the rim there. And Veek crowds the rebound. And the 3 guard lineup, Keaton, Nikhil, and Krejci are out there for Atlanta still. So it's 29-32. Excuse me. Keaton knocks down the floater. Gets it to go. About 35 seconds left here for Atlanta. Scotty Barnes tries to spin, push, and it doesn't go. But so Atlanta grabs that board. Atlanta back on offense. Yeah. Nikhil got away with the travel there. He definitely got away with a little bit of a travel there. So Nikhil was aggressive, just took maybe an extra step there. So Mo Gay, we got a Mo Gay appearance. So before the first quarter is over with, Asa Newell checks out, Mo Gay checks in. So I'm sure that'll be the order of rotation. So like I said, Atlanta has to do a way better job at not turning the ball over. So Grady Dick knocks down the corner 3 here. So this first quarter is gonna end 29-35. So Toronto grabs a lead, holds on to it. Atlanta's down by 6 points going into the second quarter. Like I said, Toronto has had Atlanta's number over the years, so they seem to be catching a rhythm and starting to kind of make things difficult for Atlanta. So we got the first quarter break here. But like I said, Atlanta has to do a better job at taking care of the basketball, and I think that will answer a lot of what's going on for Atlanta, a lot of the problems that they're having right now. They're just allowing Toronto easy buckets, and once that stops, if that stops, they'll do pretty good. I think the result should fall in Atlanta's favor if they can play defense like they had in the first 5 minutes of the game and continue that. I think they won't have no problem. So, all right, y'all. Like I said, I'm having some congestion issues. So give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna blow my nose again. All right, we back, man. We back. Hopefully, I'm good to go at least till halftime. Cause golly, fighting for my life. So Atlanta is down here against Toronto. Like I said, Toronto has Atlanta's number, so I would not be surprised if they got this game, honestly. But Jalen off to a good start, 6 points. Um, Nikhil holding it down. He has 6 points as well. But V with the team leading 7 points off the bench is a good sign. Great stuff. Dyson fights through traffic and draws a foul, and he's gonna go to the line here. And for the Hawks, it's Keaton, Dyson, Zach, Mo, and Onyeka. So this is definitely more of a lineup that I would like to see. Even though Ricochet can't play, all 48 minutes, I think he should get a bulk share of the minutes. Excuse me. So Dyson hits that first free throw, makes it a 5 point game. Like I said, I don't think Ricochet should play all the minutes, but as long as like Keaton, well Keaton really won't be getting too much PT when Trey back, but when Keaton is playing minutes, I think it should be just Keaton, Kennard, or Krejci in at a time, not all three of them in or two of them in with Dyson on the kill to try to cover for him and trying to play big at the in a center and power forward spot. So I'd much rather see more traditional lineups for Atlanta. Normal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. Keaton gets to his spot, can't get it to go. So Atlanta's offense gone a little cold here. They need to, be more consistent. So Emmanuel quickly is trying to size up Zach Ricochet. Yeka is playing good defense with the switch. So Dyson has RJ Barrett here. He lays Dyson out. So that probably could have been an offensive foul there. So Dyson passes it up to Keaton. Keaton finds on Yeka. Got a little dribble handoff. And Keaton knocks down a three. Steps right up into it and knocks down the three ball. So 34-37. Keaton has 5 points. As Keaton has to make his use of his minutes. It's like I said, he doesn't get too much PT. And Yeka, big O, just rips the ball away. Oh, yeah, on Yeka. Running on Yeka finishes the playoff for Atlanta. So he cuts it to a 1 point lead for Toronto. It's 37-36. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Great stuff from Atlanta's defense, turning their defense to offense as Onyeka just strips the ball away. And Moge tries to play decent defense there on the drive from Barrett, but can't come away with the block. RJ Barrett's 2 of 6 from the field though, so Ricochet sidestep. Ooh, that was a good midi. It just can't fall. So that was a good shot for Ricochet. Hopefully he finds his shot here. So we got an and one opportunity for Scotty Barnes. So it's been a very speedy game, even though Toronto does not have a lot of height. Um, they do have speed, so Atlanta just has to do a better job in transition. So Atlanta's struggled in that area all year. Transition defense has been a big reason for some of these ugly losses for the Hawks. So hopefully that can be acknowledged this game and they can turn it around. So Onyeka is subbed out. Jalen is back in for the Hawks. So Jalen is fouled before he even gets the ball. They try to get that entry pass in there. It's 36-42. Atlanta down by 6. If they can get a good shot, I think that they can cut this lead down and take it in a pretty reasonable amount of time. So Dyson going to work. That spin layup has been pretty consistent recently. So Atlanta just getting beat, even on the possessions they make the shot, is kind of crazy. It's usually not the case when the team is making shots as Jalen Johnson drills a triple, puts the lead back to 3 points. So, like I was saying, it's usually not often the team that gets scored on is beating the other team in transition. So Atlanta just has to recognize that and play a little more at play with a little more attention to how Toronto is playing because they are playing with like insane pace, low key. So Atlanta's done a good job at, like I said, not turning the ball over. They have yet to turn the ball over this second quarter. They're still sitting at 5 turnovers, while Toronto's turned the ball over twice. Jalen gets in the paint, and Jalen is on the floor. He got hit in the head pretty hard. So Jalen hits the floor. He's a little shaken up. He's wincing. Hopefully he's good. Scotty Barnes just looked like a badass little kid. So Colin Murray Boyles is in for Scotty Barnes as Scotty Barnes picked up that foul on Jalen. It's 42-44. It's 8:31 left in the second quarter. Jalen knocks down both of those free throws. That's a good sign. We kind of had a rare couple misses last game against the Knicks. It didn't really affect the result, but Emmanuel quickly buries the three ball. He got left wide open. So Jalen finds Keaton Wallace for a three. It's 46-47. It's a 1 point deficit for the Hawks. Ricochet staying active. So that's good defense by Ricochet. Toronto has 15 seconds now to operate with the shot clock. Yep, offensive foul. You cannot do that. Colin Murray boys as that is another turnover on Toronto. He shoves Nikhil in the back. Nikhil is in for Dyson. So it's Keaton, Nikhil, uh, Zach, Jalen, and Mo out there for Atlanta. It's good to see Mo get some PT. Um, Again, Kristaps is out, so they are having to fill a void at the center position tonight. So expect Asa to get PT at the center spot. Mo Gator gets PT at the center spot. So fade from Jalen almost is a bucket. Okay, struggling to get up. Toronto just falling on. So Nikhil's guarding Emmanuel quickly, and Emmanuel just gets a bucket. And Zach did a good job trying to step up for that. The pass was a little ambitious as Jalen tried to find Zach, and Grady Dick does not know how to throw an alley oop. Keaton finds. There we go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Jalen finds Zach on the lob. So defense to offense, man. Defense to offense. Keaton finds Jalen. Jalen finds Ricochet on the lob for an easy bucket. So Shea playing more minutes, which has been a very, very, very good sign. He has 13 minutes. Um, he has the best plus minus on the team right now. He has +7. I'm not really big into plus minus, but I mean it's not the end all be all, but it does show that he is a positive out there for Atlanta. It's definitely not negative results when Shea plays. So hopefully, I wouldn't call it a tantrum or an outburst, but Shea's um, display of emotion um, the last game against when he got pulled in the fourth, I think it's I wouldn't say positive because you really don't want to see you know too much of that because like that's just frustration would be understandable not getting a lot of playing time um, when you are having a good game and you get pulled. You're not allowed to play over 25 minutes. What it seems. I do get the frustration, but you just don't want that to boil over. Because I think Ricochet is good. I think a lot of people are saying he's not a typical number one. I mean, I don't care if he turns out to be whatever, whatever. I just want to see him contribute. I mean, shoot, he's young. He's about 20 some years old, so why not let the want the kid to succeed? So I don't think there's any point in saying, oh, he's a bust, yada yada yada. I mean, he's like 20 years old, so there's still time to tell. So there's no point in labeling that. Just gotta watch the kid hoop, bro. And hopefully Quinn can lighten the leash because it has been it's been a struggle to have Ricochet play consistent minutes, over 25 minutes a night. So hopefully Ricochet gets in the good graces of Quinn and Quinn starts. Um, he takes his head out the sand and plays Ricochet a little bit more because Hawks don't have a backup small forward option. So Ricochet low key needs to play as much as possible until they have a um, solidified backup small forward. Honestly, because I don't think Jalen's gonna be playing those minutes. I don't think they want to increase Jalen's minutes or kind of change that role that Jalen plays. Um, but I don't think Jalen would be too bad at the three. I think that's not really where he's at right now. It's Moga, Keaton Wallace, Nikhil, Jalen, and Ricochet. So Keaton and Nikhil are playing at 1 and 2. Zach's at the three. So, but these are I like these rotations a whole lot more. I can't even lie to you. A lot less of the three guards and a lot more of Ricochet at the three and Moga and another offensive rebound for Atlanta as Keaton Wallace can't quite get a box out there. So we definitely gotta watch the boards as Toronto is. I would say, I wouldn't say. Let's see. Let's check them out. So Toronto is sitting at 3 offensive rebounds compared to Atlanta's one. So they haven't really crashed the boards too much, but they are out rebounding Atlanta by 4 or by 3, excuse me, 16-13. So Sandro makes both of those free throws. So Ricochet got just abused down there. He definitely got fouled. Just refs did not call it. So Jalen pulls down the rebound. Atlanta trails by 3, 48-51. Colin Murray Boyles fouls Nikhil. So CMB has his second foul. And Dyson and Veet Krejci are in. So Dyson finds Jalen. Jalen just can't come up with that three. Atlanta is trying to find something to go. So Moge still in. Yucca getting a break. And Moge does a great job, but another offensive rebound leads to an easy putback for Toronto. So they're gonna say that's backcourt. So Atlanta turns the ball over. Unforced turnovers there. Unforced turnovers. So Moge catches a break, and Onyeka is back in. 5.5 minutes to go. This is what I don't get. V Krejci's getting minutes with the starters, man. I don't get it. Toronto is just they could have got that easy bucket, but now they got that 3-point field goal. So Nikhil gets it up. Yo, Mike, Michaela Bridges, Happy New Year. Coach doesn't ride hot hands. Yes, he sticks to planned minutes and can't disrupt a run. You are not lying, Benny Rowe. Coach Quinn definitely sticks to his guns. Does not seem to adjust mid game, which is pretty frustrating. That's kind of the I would kind of say that's the reason Ricochet is getting hit with 25, 20 some minutes a game. Doesn't really find a rhythm. Quinn loves V. V. I mean, everybody loves V. He's a fan favorite, but I don't know, man. Sometimes defense is a little more important than offense. But Quinn Snyder's is tends to lean offense as Nikhil. Like I said, defense to offense. Nikhil gets the steal and he gets the bucket. So my steal, my meal. So Nikhil does a good job. He did a good job last game playing excellent defense, getting a couple steals as well. So 52-56, but yeah, Benny Rowe, he needs to do a good job at kind of making adjustments to his game plan mid game and not sticking to his guns because it definitely seems like he does that quite often. And one. Let's go, Colin Murray, boys. What you doing, Rook? What you doing, Rook? Oh, me, son. Get out of here. So Jalen with the easy bucket, and Dyson told him back cut. He did just that, and Jalen makes him pay. Yeah, get off me, Nick. Get off me, young Nick. What you thought? And one, boy. And one, little lad, boy. Let's go. So it's 55-59. Jalen knocks that free throw down, converts on the 3-point play. It's a 7-3 run in the last minute for Atlanta. Dyson doing a good job, trying to do a good job. Sandro gets that lay. It's too easy in the paint, though. So Toronto's or offense is clicking. Cutting Dyson Daniels gets the easy bucket. So shout out to Onyeka for finding that, finding the window and getting it straight to Dyson for the bucket on that back cut. So an easy spin for Brandon Ingram. So good movement for Atlanta leads to a Dyson Daniels bucket. It's 59-63. Dyson has been doing a good job at attacking the open space that defenders leave him. When he gets downhill, it's pretty hard to stop him. So he's matched up against Brandon Ingram. He has a tough matchup. Oh man, Brandon Ingram just getting anything to go. He's able to score right over the defender. Nikhil spins, can't get that one to go. I'm sure they spent some time together, Brandon Ingram and Dyson Daniels in New Orleans. Oh, we got a foul, not a tie ball. Excuse me. So it's been a pretty decent result for Atlanta, but they still find themselves down by 6. So it's 59-65. Toronto has just been getting a lot of easy buckets. Brandon Ingram getting anything he wants to. 16 points for Brandon Ingram. No matter who they throw at Brandon Ingram, it's been a bucket. Dyson's been guarding him. Um, I know Ricochet guarding him. Probably on a switch though. But yeah, Brandon Ingram is posing to be a problem for the Hawks. Um, Looks like it's going to be Brandon Ingram versus Jalen Johnson. Jalen has 14, 2 and 4. Dyson has 12. Nikhil has 10. Um, so hopefully Atlanta can, as a team, play better than Brandon Ingram. Looks like Brandon Ingram's going to have the high hand, though. Yeah, 16 in the second quarter, though. It'll be interesting. Y'all think Brandon Ingram will get 30 plus? What do y'all think? I think if he does, I don't think Toronto is gonna, you know, be willed by that. I think if Atlanta steps up on defense, not allowing like the easy putbacks and all that stuff, I don't think Atlanta's gonna let this game go. I think they can turn it around and step on Toronto's efforts to extend the lead. So Atlanta's, shooting right behind Toronto, 52% from the field to Toronto's 55%, and from three they're shooting 40%, and Toronto's shooting 45%. So not too much different shooting wise, but Toronto is converting on the turnovers. They have 13 points off Atlanta's. What is that? Atlanta has 7 turnovers as a team, so they've damn near scored every time off an Atlanta turnover. So Atlanta needs to do a way better job at um, not turning the ball over, and that'll give them fairly easy. I think that'll give them a fairly easy path to the dub. So Atlanta has 16 fast break points compared to Toronto's 7, so they are getting out on the break and playing their game. Pace is kind of leaning towards Atlanta. They just got to do a better job of getting back on defense. That's allowed Toronto to have a lot of easy buckets. They did good that first, 5 minutes, but hopefully they get on top of that. So you think Brandon Ingram was out 32 to 35, but if Atlanta keeps at it, they can pull off the win. I believe so too. Michaela Bridges, I believe so too. Um, I think if Atlanta can contain all the rest of Toronto, which might be a problem as Jamal Sheed gets that easy bucket. So defense hasn't really been great for Atlanta, but or excuse me, that was RJ Barrett that got that easy lay. So Nikhil finds Dyson. Dyson gets that great bucket on that cut. So Dyson playing really well on offense. He has 14 points. He is 6 of 6 from the field. Yet to shoot a three too. So Dyson proving you don't have to be a sniper to contribute to the game. Just got to stay active. And V Krejci, oh man, so that is I love V, man. Don't get it wrong. V is one of my, I wouldn't say favorites, but he's up there, man. He is cool. He does his job, plays his role. I think Quinn sets him up though. Like I said, Quinn leans offense. He does not. He's not a defensive minded coach. He is definitely an offensive minded coach. I think that's probably where majority he gets the a majority of his praise comes from his offensive schemes and how well he executes with just on that end of the floor. I don't think defense is his strong suit, so I think that's why Quinn leans, V over Ricochet with the starters, which is unfortunate. I think Ricochet offers the same. Obviously, they're not shooting the same here this season, but I think Ricochet offers the same type of game V Krejci does on offense. You don't really have a playmaker or a facilitator. You have a spot up shooter. Even though they can make plays every so often, I think they're the same player on offense. which isn't like saying it's not a knock on either of them because I think both of them are offensively talented. Obviously, I think Ricochet can play better defense though. He might make rookie mistakes at the same time, but like I don't know. That's gonna be everybody. So, um, like early on in their careers, Veet wasn't the strongest defender early on in his career, so he still isn't the strongest defender, unfortunately. So, for Atlanta to kind of just go with kind of pure offense, it is a little frustrating at times. As Brandon Ingram, he has 18 points, 8 of 11 from the field, just gets that to go. Atlanta answers back. It's 66-71, a minute 35 left here in the second quarter. Let's see if Atlanta can cut into this lead and maybe go into halftime with the lead. So Scotty Barnes gets the layup to go. It is 73-66. So lead up to 7. Scotty Barnes has 10. He's 3 of 7 from the field. Dyson operating. Finds Nikhil on the drive. Nikhil controls it. Finds the midi, but can't get it to fall. Scotty Barnes is attacking. And like I said, bro, transition defense, y'all, we have to get back. Somebody has to make that an assignment to just get back in front of the rim. Like, just that's it. Because tough, tough, tough. So transition defense. Transition, transition, transition. Atlanta is definitely getting beat back on defense, and that's just not a good sign. It is the second night of a back to back with travel. So from New York to um, from New York to Toronto. So you gotta give the guys a little grace. It has been a long journey to Toronto, so hopefully they can get their legs under them in the second half and close this game out. So in for Atlanta, Moge takes on Yeka's spot at the 5. Scotty Barnes just gets that easy look. Goes in. So count it 70-77. So go off, Dyson. Excuse me. Dyson having himself a game, man. Dyson now has 16 points. He is 7 of 7 from the field. So it looks like halftime is gonna go just like this. 70-77. So Sandro breaks the 3. He with us. Excuse me, I need to give me a cough drop, boy. Struggling. Jalen's 3-point runner can't go. So Atlanta trailing by 7. They lose that second quarter by 1 point. So tough stuff. But Jalen having himself a game. He has 16, 2 and 4. Dyson having himself a game. He has 16, 3 and 7. Nikhil has 15. Yeah, it's been overall a good game. Cannot lie. Cannot lie to you. But give me 1 second. I'll break down the first half, kind of what happened. We'll do a little box score watching. Um, no defense at all, Benny Rowe. It has been no defense at all. It's just been back and forth. It is already 147 points scored in total. So if you chose the over on this game, congratulations. because it's about to be a barn burner. It's about to be. Hopefully, Atlanta comes back. They contain it. They did really good last night against New York, holding New York to double digits, and that was the first time New York hasn't cracked 100 points, I believe, in this early 2025-2026 season. So Atlanta played phenomenal, honestly, last night against the Knicks, and they're not playing, terrible, but it does look a little sloppy at times for the Hawks. But you got to give them some grace, man. They're coming off that back-to-back of horror game against one of the better teams in the East. So missing Chris Stapps, you're obviously missing a big piece of your roster. So no Chris Stapps, no Trey, no Luke Kennard, who would be helping shooting wise. So, but like I said, I'll be right back to give us some stats, all that stuff. Just gonna use the restroom, gargle some salt water and all that stuff. Trying to get this mucus out of my nose. So give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. I appreciate everybody tapped in. Anybody that stays around, I greatly appreciate y'all. But give me 1 second. Be right back to talk to y'all, break this game down, and we'll be right back, y'all. Alright, we back, y'all. We back. My fault, my fault. I am going through it congestion wise. Whew. But we back, y'all. We back for the second half. So my Wi Fi want to start tweaking now. Where my phone at? So hopefully my stream is running smooth for y'all. Hopefully there's no lags, delays. So hopefully Atlanta's defense can turn it around here. So they forced a missed three from Toronto. Jalen cannot get that to go, but Ricochet gathers the offensive rebound. Dyson tries to find Onyeka, and Toronto deflects that pass. So Dyson finds Nikhil on the entry pass. Short, but Atlanta collects the miss again. And Atlanta gets a good look at three from Nikhil, and Nikhil buries the three. So Atlanta down by 4 as they trail Toronto. And Scotty Barnes gets that look to go. So Scotty Barnes answers back. Atlanta is currently shooting 8 of 20 from the 3-point line. So Dyson lines up 3. Can't exactly quite get that to go. So Ricochet comes down with the rebound. He's operating the offense for Atlanta. Gets it started. Finds Jalen. Gets the mismatch that Atlanta wants. Dyson, excellent spin to get Jamal shed in the spin cycle. And Atlanta cuts it to 4. Atlanta just needs to play Toronto a little better on defense. They just get a little easy looks. So Emmanuel quickly gets bailed out. So tough stuff for Atlanta. Tough stuff. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Making sure I don't have no loose tissue on my face. So 75-81. My stream's a little laggy. So Onyeka finds Jalen in the corner. Jalen swings it to Nikhil. Nikhil gets it up, can't get it to go. So Scotty Barnes gets an easy look. Jalen drains a 3. So nice response from Atlanta. And good look from Jalen as Dyson finds Jalen trailing. Good defense from Ricochet on that Brandon Ingram drive. Almost results in a turnover for Atlanta. As there we go, Ricochet gets the board there. He brings it up for the Hawks. He finds Dyson, and Dyson tried to find a cutting on Yeka, but again, Toronto deflects the pass. So Atlanta's down by 5. Ricochet has 4 points. He now has 4 rebounds. So good stuff from Ricochet. He is contributing elsewhere. He's playing more. Um, he's just playing everywhere on the floor, really. Nikhil left open right above the break, and he knocks it down. So Nikhil Walker hits the three. It's 81-83. Nikhil now has 21 points. He is 4 of 8 from 3. So Nikhil, he is at his average. Atlanta is on a 6-0 run in the past minute, thanks to Nikhil. Nikhil and Dyson, excuse me. So Scotty Barnes gets to a spot but can't get it to go over Jalen. So Dyson wasn't quite ready, but he finds a cutting Ricochet. Ricochet tries to get it up but can't get it up. As Toronto somehow recovers, so Emmanuel quickly tries to line it up and it passes to Jamal Sheed for. Oh, I guess that was RJ Barrett. I keep thinking that's Jamal Sheed. My screen is too small. So Nikhil can't get that one to go, but Jalen Johnson cleans it up. He says, I'll take that. I'll clean it up. So it's a 3 point lead for Toronto. So Atlanta's done a great job. They were down by 7 to start this halftime off. They've done a great job to cut into that lead for Toronto. Toronto hasn't really ran away with it, but Atlanta's done a good job to keep it close, not allowing Toronto to get on runs. Come here, come here, come here. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? My fault, y'all. My cat trying to sabotage the stream, trying to jump on my desk. Give me 1 second. You hungry? You hungry? You hungry? Hold on, y'all. We got a timeout break. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna feed my cat. Go get your food. Go get your food. All right, excuse me, y'all. Had to give myself a cough drop. Almost, almost. So I'm trying to catch my stream up. My apologies. I missed those last two possessions. So 83-88. Toronto seemed to get back on top of things, and RJ Barrett knocks down another triple. He is 2 of 5 from three. Nikhil answers right back though with a three. So Nikhil is a bright spot for Atlanta again. She just want attention right now. Jalen finds Ricochet in the corner. Ricochet buries the triple. He now has 7. But Michaela Bridges they almost have 20. And Jalen has 20. Nikhil has 24. Dyson's sitting at 18. Like I said, Ricochet has 7. That's great defense by Ricochet trying to stop that Brandon Ingram drive, just playing straight up. Yeah, Atlanta just cannot turn the corner. And Toronto is staying on the attacking end. And Ricochet buries the bucket. So Ricochet now has I believe Ricochet has 9 points. Or Ricochet has 8 points, excuse me. So 8 points for Ricochet, 21 for Jalen, 4 for Onyeka. So Onyeka is the furthest away. But Onyeka has played incredible. He is the lone center tonight, so gotta give Onyeka some grace. And Emmanuel quickly misses that, and Atlanta does a good job at corralling that. But Nikhil, unfortunately, turns the ball over in transition. So Atlanta, like I said, they just cannot turn the corner. They're having a hard time against this Toronto defense. Um, and Brandon Ingram attacks, and he gets the foul. So Brandon Ingram going to the line for Toronto. He's been um, one of Toronto's bright spots. You good? You good? You are all good. I know sometimes the stat sheets are confusing sometimes how they lay it out on their individual apps. I'm looking at NBA. I know ESPN kind of switched theirs up, so I had to quit looking at the. I use ESPN for the individual stats, but they are the best GameCast in my opinion. So it's still a 7 point deficit for Atlanta. 4:58 in this third quarter. So Veet knocks down the triple, coming off the assist from Jalen. So Toronto responds. Excuse me, my cat, wants to get the zoomies right now. So Jalen attacking. Not Ricochet, excuse me, V. Krejci drives, kicks to Jalen. Jalen can't hit that three. Jalen tries it again, and he knocks it down another time. So 96 to 100, Atlanta's trailing by 4. They just got to turn the corner, man. They are right there. It's a 4 point deficit. So V, I thought he was playing good defense straight up. So V now has 82 3 point shots off the bench this season, the most makes from deep by a reserve this season. So V is holding on to the most threes this year by a reserve. So I think if V keeps playing the way he's playing, man, he might win 6 man. If he can keep shooting the way he's shooting and maybe increase those points by maybe 3 or 4, he might get recognition at least. So Keaton checks in for Atlanta. Ricochet checks out. It's positive though. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. We got a whole nother quarter to play. Ricochet sitting at 22 minutes, so it's positive. Looks like Ricochet has responded well. He has 8 points, 4 rebounds on 3 of 8 shooting. So sidestep. Keaton drains the three. So shout out to Keaton coming off that Jalen Johnson assist. Jalen now has 9 assists. He's flirting with that triple double. He just needs 5 rebounds and one more assist to complete the triple dub. It's too easy. It's too easy for Toronto. So Atlanta had it within 4. Now after that Sandro bucket, it stretches to a 5 point lead for Toronto. It's 3.5 minutes, around 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Atlanta has plenty of time. They have 15 total minutes. They'll be all right. It's 99-104. Their defense just needs to sharpen up. It's not incredibly bad. It's not as bad as the first couple games they played against Toronto. Those games were they were just a little ugly to admit. I've already forgotten about them. So, Atlanta's doing a lot better tonight. Shorthanded Hawks hasn't been bad. No Trey, no Kristaps, no Luke Kennard, no Infali Dante. So Atlanta is stretched thin in their front court. They have only power forwards. So Moge has filled in nicely, I think, with the minutes he's played. Although he hasn't scored, but on defense he's been decent, and he's been just another matchup for Brandon Ingram. But Brandon Ingram's just been kind of unstoppable tonight. He has 27 points on 11 of 14 shooting. So anything that Brandon Ingram has put up, he's is really going down. So anybody who's guarded him has just been going through the torture chamber. So Dyson has recorded his 5th double double this season, and his 15th of his career, with 10 assists so far, and what is that? 18 points. So shout out to Dyson. He has 18, 4, and 10. Onyeka has had a quiet night. He's sitting with Ricochet, with the least minutes played, 22 minutes out of the starters. So it's been I wouldn't say rough game for Onyeka, but it's been a quiet one. It is the second night of a back to back, and he's the only center. So just tough stuff for Onyeka. He's been holding it down, but bright spot off the bench though, Keen Wallace. He has 11 points. We haven't seen much of Asa Newell. Um, Obviously, damn, what's his name? Is it Caleb Houston? Let me double check. Yeah, Caleb Houston. So Caleb Houston hasn't played. Um, Malik Williams hasn't played. I'm interested though. I think Atlanta needs to. Facts. Yeah, man. Atlanta's doing decent on a back to back. Toronto isn't like a bad team. Jesus. My nose is itching. But yeah, Onyeka's had a pretty quiet game, but he's been holding it down these last, especially the stretch without Kristaps. So Keaton misses his first three. He's done a pretty good job. He has 11 points. He's held it down. So Toronto just swings the ball. They come away with a good shot, but They can't get it to go, and Atlanta does a good job at jumping on that rebound. So we got a foul here. Brandon Ingram fouls Moge as Mo was fighting for position there. So that'll be Brandon Ingram's first foul. Man, he's got 27, man. 27 and 8 as Onyeka checks back in for Moge. So Moge doing a good job, although statistically you can't really see it. Oh, excuse me. Moge is staying in the game, so Mo is in and Jalen checks out. So Jalen gets a breather. It's 2:39 left. Jalen gets a much needed breather. He got 27 minutes recorded. So Nikhil does a great job at getting in the paint. And Onyeka fought for that board. Comes away with a jump ball. So Atlanta just needs to turn the corner. That's it. They need a couple possessions where they get stops and they get a bucket and a result from it. So why wouldn't? Oh man. So Brandon Ingram kind of loose with his handle there, and Veek just kind of runs into a steal. Moge gets it up, but can't get it to go, and it's gonna result in Onyeka fighting for a rebound again, and it goes to Atlanta. So Onyeka finds Krejci in the corner, and Krejci knocks it down. It's 102, 104. But Atlanta just cannot turn the corner, just allowing Toronto to get really any look they want. But it is kind of tragic that Atlanta's only playing with one center. So Toronto knocks down that three. It is 102, 107. So almost turnover for Atlanta turns into a Veek Krejci layup attempt. But Moge fighting for it. He finds Keaton Wallace for a triple, and he can't come away with that one. So it's 107, 104. Toronto's basketball. And Toronto, I believe, draws a foul on the floor, I believe. So 104, 107, 47 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 14 seconds on the shot clock for Toronto. Brandon Ingram exits the game. Grady Dick is subbed in for Brandon Ingram, so maybe Atlanta can get a come on, man. Let's turn the corner. Yeah, Michaela. Um, Shout out to Nikhil Alexander Walker. Onyeka isn't really giving us anything on the stat sheet, but he is giving us effort. He's leaving that all out on the floor, so that's all we can ask for from Onyeka. We're down Chris Stapps. So Onyeka's the sole center out there for Atlanta. So Atlanta is trailing by one. Let's see if they can end this third, trailing by one or less. There we go. There we go. There we go. Benny Rowe, Atlanta is keeping it close, and that's the beautiful thing because Toronto definitely could have taken advantage of Atlanta's slow parts on offense when they do have droughts. All right, so Jalen subbed in. They got 2.4 on the game clock. It is very much like that Chicago game. Probably won't be 150 apiece, but we'll see. We will see. As I pull up the stats here, Atlanta is trailing by 1 point. It's 106 107. So Atlanta lost the second quarter by 1 point. And that's the last quarter they lost. They outscored Toronto this quarter 36-30. So they have cut into the 7 point lead that they were facing at the beginning of the third quarter. They cut into it by six. And now they only trail by one. So for Atlanta, you've had great stuff from Nikhil. Great stuff from Dyson offensively, 18 points. He has a block along with that offensive performance. No steal, which is surprising, but he's doing good on defense. Atlanta is fighting with Brandon Ingram, but like Benny Rose said, Atlanta has had some dogfights this year. The Bulls game isn't the only one, but it's really the only one that comes to mind recently where Atlanta had put up um, an insane amount of points. They are coming off a performance where they held a really good offensive team to only 99 points. I believe they had 99. Yeah, they had 99 points. So Atlanta had a 111-99 win against New York. They held New York to 99. So that was a really good, um, I guess, milestone. Chris Stapps is back, so it was good to see Atlanta have that type of effort. They were on the road, so kind of typical Atlanta. This year, Atlanta, they are road warriors. They are competing very well on the road. I think the home woes will turn around. Yes, hopefully Atlanta can turn it around and use this little, see how many they rattle off, but use this little streak to gain some momentum going into All Star break, excuse me. Atlanta should have some All Stars this year too. Jalen Johnson for sure. Trey Young might get voted in, but I don't know. He might not have played too many games, but Trey can use the rest. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at Trey not making an All Star game just because I would rather see Trey rest and him come back for our team and kind of show everybody. Trey's valid in my book, honestly. So turnover Atlanta as Onyeka fails to kind of gather that. Sandro can't hit the three. Grady Dick gathers it. Emmanuel quickly. It's a long three, and Dyson comes up with the board, thankfully. So it's a 1 point lead for Toronto. And Moge fighting for position again against Quickly, and he is fouled. So hopefully Mo can get some more PC as Ace and Newell isn't really getting too much